Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. Residents whose property tax was higher in 2024 than it was in 2021 may qualify to receive a refund for the difference. For the third year, the city is offering an assistance program to support low-income homeowners. To qualify, you must live within the Greensboro city limits with a household income that does not exceed $54,800. If you receive tax assistance from Guilford County programs, you will not qualify. Information about the program is included with the property tax bills recently mailed to those living within the city limits. To request a refund, complete the online application, which is available in dozens of languages. The deadline to apply is Friday, October 31st. Create an online account and follow the steps to start a new application. Click on Low Income Homeowner Assistance Program and answer the questions. A list of necessary documents and eligibility requirements can also be found on the webpage. Please note, assistance is available on a first-come, first-served basis until funding runs out. Residents who received assistance in previous years are required to submit a new application this year. For more information, call the Housing and Neighborhood Development Department at 336-373-2275 and leave a message. The Commission on the Status of Women will host its annual Women's Equality Day luncheon, along with the biennial Ruth Wicker Tribute to Women induction ceremony. This will take place on Tuesday, August 26th at Barber Park Event Center. Lunch will be served at 11:30 a.m. and the ceremony will begin at noon. Tickets are $35 or $25 if purchased prior to Friday, August 1st. Secure tickets on the city's website. This year's keynote is Leah McNair, lead pastor of Circle City Church in High Point. An entrepreneur, public speaker, and author, McNair founded Sister Circle International, a nonprofit organization dedicated to women's empowerment. The program also highlights the tribute to women's third class of honorees since 2019, consisting of Starlina Green, Mayor Nancy Vaughn, Julia Walker, and Rachel Wilson. The women joined the 46 individuals and 4 organizations previously enshrined in the permanent tribute exhibit at Barber Park. The Barber Park Event Center is located at 1502 Barber Park Drive. Funding for the Homebuyer Assistance Program is being increased, demonstrating the City of Greensboro's commitment to offer an adequate supply of attainable housing. The assistance program is designed to convert renters into home buyers while promoting affordable home ownership citywide. In January 2022, City Council approved $1 million of American Rescue Plan funding to support first-time homebuyers with incomes up to 120% of the area median income. They received $10,000 for down payment assistance with hopes to serve 100 households. The city has added $500,000 of ARP funds to the remaining balance of the initial funding, increasing the maximum assistance to $20,000. The extra funding will help more than 50 first-time homebuyers. Additionally, the city is implementing a $10,000 increase for low-income buyers and a $5,000 increase for public service heroes. If homes are purchased in neighborhood reinvestment or redevelopment areas, down payment assistance could be up to $30,000 per household. Housing Connect GSO's Homebuyer Assistance Program is a source of financing for low and moderate income homebuyers to break into the housing market. For more information or to request assistance, visit the city's website. Cone Health has partnered with the city to share a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Following these tips is an easy way to help each of us improve our quality of life. Let's take a moment to check out today's news for your health.
Dr. Raymond Akuba, family medicine and sports medicine physician. Before starting any exercise routine, it's important to talk with your specific doctor, your primary care physician, to review your plans moving forward and making sure that what you have set up and what your goals are align with what they would recommend from a health standpoint. So if we are going to be exercising for a prolonged period of time in the heat, I would recommend ensuring adequate hydration before the activity. So earlier in the day, adjusting the intensity down some can be helpful. Also, having frequent breaks can be helpful too, to allow for cooling periods during those times in between any bouts of increased intensity. When it comes to any electrolyte supplements, utilizing the common ones out there, Gatorade and whatnot, that can help with replenishing any dehydration we may have, those can be helpful. Typically in high temperature workouts, we want to be able to allow the body to cool itself off. It does so primarily with the sweating, which allows for evaporative cooling, and so as the sweat evaporates, so we can cool off. So lighter clothing can be helpful to facilitate this. If it's short sleeve shorts, that allows for more of that evaporation to take place. Certainly if we are going to be in the sun, having something in place to do as far as sunscreen to allow for sun protection. If it's during a period of time where we know the temperature is going to be high and we want to gradually acclimate ourselves to that type of weather, really recommend doing so over at least a 1 to 2 week period. Being able to incorporate indoor exercise can certainly be very beneficial as well. Pool-related activity that is able to help with keeping us cool, or indoor with an indoor gym. If we are looking to get into exercising now, and despite the fact that it might be very hot outside, starting any routine that we're able to start is important. And so even if we're able to incorporate a little bit of walking in the morning or evening, maybe when it's not as hot, those can be helpful to kind of get us started on that journey to incorporating more exercise into our weekly routine.
The City of Greensboro is cultivating future leaders through its annual Youth Leadership Program, and the Central Library will host an afternoon tea with a nationally known author. We'll have those stories and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The Greensboro Parks and Recreation Department is inviting teenagers to join Youth Leadership Greensboro. The program is accepting applications for the upcoming 2025 school year through Monday, September 29th. Rising high school sophomores, juniors, and seniors will participate in a total of 6 meetings focusing on topics impacting the Greensboro community. Each monthly session takes place from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at a Greensboro Parks and Recreation facility. These sessions are traditionally held on Wednesdays. Participants will also complete a small group project and volunteer to gain a deeper understanding of the issues and how they can advocate for solutions. Full participation and attendance are key and a requirement to the success of the program and graduation. Fees are due if accepted into the program. Those who are accepted will be notified on October 6th. To learn more about Youth Leadership Greensboro or to access the application, visit the city's website. The Summer Teen Night Series is also being offered by the Parks and Recreation Department. Activities are being hosted at recreation centers throughout the city through Wednesday, August 13th. Open Gym is happening from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. on Wednesday, July 30th at the Leonard Recreation Center. Laser Tag will take place at the Lindley Recreation Center from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. on Friday, August 1st. Glow-in-the-Dark Dodgeball will take place on Friday, August 8th from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the Lewis Recreation Center. The Teen Night Series will wrap up with basketball and various games on Wednesday, August 13th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Peeler Recreation Center. For more information about these and other recreational activities, contact Community Engagement Coordinator Jennifer Hance at 336-373-2964. The Greensboro Public Library will host a community tea with author Emily Freeman. This celebrates the paperback release of her latest book and New York Times bestseller, How to Walk into a Room. The tea will take place from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. on Thursday, August 7th at the Central Library located at 219 North Church Street. Though we enter and exit many rooms over the course of our life, such as jobs and relationships, knowing how to and when it's time to leave is a decision that rarely has a clear answer. With warmth and wisdom, Freeman explores the transitions of life, those quiet shifts that calls us to release, to remain, or to begin again. Freeman will discuss her book with City of Greensboro employee and fellow author Maria Hicks Few. Freeman is also the best-selling author of The Next Right Thing and host of a podcast by the same name. She helps women navigate decision-making, identity, and spiritual growth. The community tea is free and sponsored by the Greensboro Public Library Foundation. To RSVP or for more information, send an email to Beth Sheffield. A local organization is meeting the needs of the deaf and visually impaired when it comes to health care and literacy. Coming up after the break, we'll discuss how technology can connect these patients to critical health information. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One local organization is on a mission to raise awareness and offer a high-tech solution to communications barriers for those with special needs when it comes to healthcare in our marginalized communities. Joining me now to tell us about this software is Summer Stanley. She is the CEO of My ASL Teacher Rocks LLC and creator of the Inclusive Scan technology. Also joining us is Yolanda Allgood. She is an American Sign Language interpreter. Hello, Summer. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Carla. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So let's start with talking about Inclusive Scan. Tell us what it is and how did this technology come about?
Absolutely. Inclusive Scan is a revolutionary technology that's created to break down the disparities in healthcare in regards to healthcare literacy. And so what we do is we use a multi-layered approach in formatting information. So for example, if someone presented a document to you in regards to heart health, it would be in plain language English, for most individuals. Mm-hmm. We allow that document to include American Sign Language, voiceover, and plain language captioning that reduces that jargon down to about a 5th or 6th grade level so that anyone, regardless of how they take in information, can fully understand their health care and make informed decisions.
Okay, and that's very important. You're saying that this will actually address these barriers that some people are experiencing. So kind of walk us through that in terms of what does that look or feel like?
So healthcare literacy is a crisis that plagues not only just the 60 million individuals who are identified with having disabilities in the United States, but it impacts anyone, whether you are someone who is part of the aging population, someone who has lower literacy, or someone who has a different neurotype like myself. I have ADHD. So for me, when I receive information, I think back to my daughter. My daughter is a retinoblastoma cancer survivor. When I was navigating that process with my daughter and learning about her diagnosis, treatment options, etc., I remember receiving all of these pamphlets and websites that they sent me to read. And it was a bit overwhelming because I could read that information. I'm a highly educated woman. I have 2 degrees in my field. But for my neurotype, processing that information was tough. I prefer to take information in, like many others who have ADHD or other neurodivergent disorders, in multiple formats. So for me, reading something in plain language and taking it in auditorily allows me to process it better. And so that's what our Inclusive Scan technology is doing. And for individuals who are deaf and hard of hearing, ASL, American Sign Language, is a completely different language with its own grammar, its own syntax. So if I give someone who is deaf, whose first language is ASL, a document in English, they cannot read that document and fully understand it to make the most informed decisions about their health. So it is bridging the gap in that literacy crisis here in the United States.
Fantastic. Now, you have a recent partnership with Cone Health. How will that help with Inclusive Scan in terms of their patients?
Absolutely. So Cone Health was one of the first healthcare systems to really understand the impact and the necessity of the work that I'm doing. So they came on board first to partner with me to reach more individuals, but we will be scaling Inclusive Scan throughout their facility to meet the needs of their community. So not just those individuals that I'm speaking about, but anyone who needs to understand their healthcare information, regardless of what department you're going to, whether it's pre-op for a surgery or the information about how your colonoscopy process will work, or an expecting mother. The information will be available to you regardless of how you take in this information. And so that's the work that we're going to be doing with Cone Health, and I'm super excited for that partnership. They've been very instrumental in this.
Congratulations.
Thank
we
you.
look forward to seeing that. Now, is Inclusive Scan, in your view, an option for other industries other than health?
So healthcare is my focus right now, simply because I know firsthand personally, and I've worked in accessibility for 15 years now, so I've seen the issues that arise. So that is my primary focus, but my goal is to expand and work in the education system, to also work with city government and other entities, because this is not just a solution that fits in healthcare. Having access to information is necessary regardless of where you are, and so we do have goals of working in other industries.
Okay, and kind of leading into that, what is your vision for Inclusive Scan as you're moving forward 5-10 years down the road?
My vision starting out is, for sure, I would like to work with more healthcare systems here in North Carolina. I feel like we can break down barriers right here at home first and expand across the country and hopefully go globally. I also would like to partner with large tech companies and even Apple or NVIDIA in those departments and those companies to really build this AI product. This platform will certainly break down barriers and solve these crises that we're seeing in the United States. So that is my goal, and I know we can make it happen.
You can, and I'm glad you're making it happen here in Greensboro.
Yes.
So thank you, Summer, for taking time out of your busy day.
For sure.
I know this gets you moving around to different places
It
and
does.
organizations, so we want to make sure folks know about this vital resource, and we certainly want to know that you're broadening your reach, so we congratulate you on that.
Thank
and
you, Carla.
We'll be looking at this technology at Cone Health.
Yes, sounds
Thank
good. Well,
you.
thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Stay tuned for some interesting and useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That segment is coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact you and our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. These City Council meetings take place in the Katie Dorsett Council Chamber on level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building, located at 300 West Washington Street. The public is allowed in person, but only in a limited capacity. Those who choose not to be in the building can participate virtually. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Cablecast. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. The city has selected Raleigh-based nonprofit DHIC Incorporated to develop the former Regency Inn property on North O. Henry Boulevard. There will be 2 construction phases resulting in 114 housing units for seniors and families. The $30 million development plan includes 2 low-income housing tax credit application phases. The first phase will create more than 50 senior units in a single structure, while the second phase includes 60 family housing units in 3 buildings. 12 of the units will meet the Americans with Disabilities Act standards. All units will be affordable to households at 30%, 50%, and 60% of the area's median income. City-initiated rezoning is currently in process. After these steps, the review committee will present a final recommendation and terms of sale to the City Council for approval. To learn more about the city's plans to invest in attainable housing, visit the city's website. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, prepare to mark your calendars for the places to go and things to do on the town.
I'm Dave, and here's some special events happening this week on the town. Emmy and Grammy Award-winning comedian Louis C.K. visits the Tanger Center August 1st. The first comedian to sell out Madison Square Garden for 3 straight shows, has released over 10 stand-up specials, including his most recent, Louis C.K. at the Dolby, which was released directly to fans on his website. Find tickets at tangercenter.com. Creative Greensboro and 3 local performing arts companies present the inaugural Sonnet Fest August 1st and 2nd at the Greensboro Cultural Center. 4 groups of performers will explore the theatrical possibilities of Shakespeare's first 50 sonnets from different public spaces in the building. For more details about this free event, visit creativegreensboro.com. Earlier this year, local filmmakers were challenged to make a short film in 48 hours. The films are judged, and you get to see the cream of the crop August 2nd at the Carolina Theater. The Best of 48-Hour Film Project showcases creative expressions of cinematic art produced under extreme pressure and tells stories through various genres. Grab tickets at the box office or online at carolinatheater.com. Enjoy an unforgettable evening as hip-hop icon Young Jeezy commemorates the 20th anniversary of his groundbreaking debut album, Let's Get It, Thug Motivation 101. This elevated black tie experience brings the raw energy of Jeezy's street anthems to the grand stage, reimagined with the power and elegance of a full symphony orchestra. Find tickets online at tangercenter.com. Stay tuned to FYI Weekly for more happenings on the town.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. According to the 2025 Recycling Composition Study, contamination in the city's curbside recycling stream dropped from 36% in 2021 to 20% in 2025. Kessler Consulting conducted the study, which analyzed the contents of residential and commercial recycling streams. The report indicates contamination has dropped citywide, and both red and blue week residential routes saw cleaner recycling carts than in previous years. Corrugated cardboard is the most correctly recycled material, making up nearly 48% of all materials collected. Bagged recyclables and bagged trash remain the top contaminants. Items found in recycling carts in plastic bags are discarded in landfills and not recycled. Glass continues to appear in curbside recycling carts. Glass may only be recycled at one of the city's 20-plus designated drop-off sites. Recycling tips are available through the GSO Collects mobile app or on the city's website. Coming up after the break is our Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to Parks and Recreation. In collaboration with Greensboro Beautiful, the city hosted the second annual Maker's Way at Gateway Gardens. This hands-on event features a variety of artists demonstrating techniques in glass, pottery, and poetry. Attendees experienced live performances and food trucks while making their own crafts and purchasing art created by the demonstration artists. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM, 100.7 FM, and 90.5 FM. Be sure to download both weekly podcasts, Talk City Greensboro and Talk City in Espanol, plus GTN is streaming on Cablecast. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.